Let's picture this together for a moment. A sea of people, men, women, children, flooding the streets of Lagos in 1983. Some crying, some angry, some silent, dragging along a cheap woven plastic bag, red in color, blue or white, bulging with everything they owned.
Okay guys, I'm back again and I appreciate you for tuning in to see this video. My name is Lillian, just in case you are new here. And to you, my returning viewers, I appreciate you for always coming back. Don't forget to hit the like on this video. This video is a reminder that nobody knows tomorrow. So when I saw it back in history, I said I'm going to do it here. I'm not doing this video to trigger anybody or to remind you of your past. I am doing this video so we can have a clear view of and understand that in this life, nobody knows tomorrow. So back in history, my favorite history channel dropped this video of Ghana must go from my beloved country, Nigeria. Why we are doing this video here is because of the lessons packed in that video. I want you, especially the good people of Ghana, to learn from the mistake that Nigeria made to avoid it. I do not want you to make the same mistake that my country made. And this is not just about a country, it could be family, friends, neighbor, cities, life in general. Later on in this video, I'll be sharing a story with us about my experience lately with friends in my past. Let's get into this video.
Let's picture this together for a moment. A sea of people, men, women, children, flooding the streets of Lagos in 1983. Some crying, some angry, some silent, dragging along a cheap woven plastic bag, red in color, blue or white, bulging with everything they owned. Those bags, some torn in places and tied with ropes, would later earn a name that the world would never forget, namely, Ghana must go. Was it just a bag? Or was it a visible sign of humiliation? Those checkered bags became a symbol of a troubling time in West Africa when Nigeria told millions of Ghanaians to leave. How did this happen? How did two countries once connected by trade, culture, and friendship and even politics end up divided by fear and politics? And how did a simple market bag found in every corner of Africa come to represent a history of pain, migration, and irony? This is the story of Ghana must go. Let's rewind to the late 1970s. This was a time when Nigeria was dripping in oil wealth and Ghana was drowning in economic despair. Nigeria was the giant of Africa, swimming in petrodollars. The streets of Lagos were lively and filled with imported cars, skyscrapers, and lavish parties. Between 1973 and 1980, Nigeria's oil revenue shot up by over 300%, and the country became a magnet for migrants across West Africa, Ghanaians included. Meanwhile, in Ghana, things had fallen apart. Inflation was sky high, unemployment soared, and the once stable cedi was now in free fall. The overthrow of Kwame Nkrumah, followed by a string of military coups, left the nation in economic shambles. By 1982, Ghana's economy had shrunk so badly that tens of thousands of citizens fled the country in search of survival, and Nigeria, rich and booming and close to Ghana, became the next destination. By 1983, an estimated 2 million West African migrants, including over 1 million Ghanaians, were living and working in Nigeria as teachers, carpenters, domestic workers, traders, and artisans. They filled the gaps in Nigeria's growing urban economy. But just as Ghana's people were settling in, Nigeria's dream began to collapse. In the early 1980s, oil prices crashed, causing money to stop flowing into Nigeria. Many people lost their jobs, prices rose, and the once promising prosperity disappeared. Nigerians who had previously welcomed foreigners began to see them as competition. Politicians took advantage of this anger. This led to a crisis that exploded in 1983, and everything happened very quickly. On January 17, 1983, Nigeria's President Shehu Shagari announced the mass expulsion of all undocumented migrants, giving them just 14 days to leave the country. No appeal, no warning, no compassion. The official justification? That these foreigners were the cause of Nigeria's rising unemployment, crime, and economic troubles. But everyone knew who the target was. It wasn't the foreigners, it was Ghanaians. Things instantly became chaotic. From Lagos to Kano, from Ibadan to Port Harcourt, markets shut down as panicked migrants packed whatever they could into small checkered plastic bags, the now iconic Ghana Must Go bags. These weren't mere suitcases. They represented desperation. Families who had lived in Nigeria for years suddenly found themselves as refugees, walking long distances to the border. The roads to Seme border, which connects Nigeria and Benin Republic, were crowded with people. Children rode on their mothers' backs, men pushed bicycles loaded with their belongings, and women clutched their savings. Many could not afford transportation, and some even died on the road due to exhaustion and hunger. By February, over 1 million Ghanaians had been forced out of Nigeria. The images shocked the world, and for the first time, Africa saw one of its own countries conduct a mass expulsion of fellow Africans in such humiliating fashion. Ironically, this wasn't Nigeria's first time. In 1969, Ghana had done the same thing, expelling thousands of Nigerians during its Aliens Compliance Order. So, for some Nigerians, 1983 felt like revenge. But this time, the scale was unprecedented. A humanitarian crisis was created in just a matter of days. The words Ghana Must Go spread like wildfire. Newspapers, radio stations, and angry Nigerians used it as both a taunt and a label for the exodus. The bag itself, cheap, durable, checkered in red, blue, or black, became an unintended symbol of displacement. Decades later, the name stuck. These bags were no longer checkered plastic bags. They were now known as Ghana Must Go. But what were these bags called before the 1983 incident? Before being mockingly named Ghana Must Go during the expulsion from Nigeria in 1983, these bags did not have a single widely recognized brand name. They were simply affordable, popular, and sturdy woven plastic sacks. However, globally and regionally, they were known by several descriptive names depending on the country or context. Tartan Chinese laundry bag. This is a common and perhaps most descriptive name referencing the plaid pattern and the bags used for carrying laundry or large loads. Chinatown tote. In the United States, they are often associated with Chinese immigrants or businesses that used them for large-scale carrying. Ghanaian sack or Ghanaian bag. This is a simple, non-derogatory term used in Ghana itself. Efewura Swami, this is a Twi phrase from Ghana meaning literally, landlord, help me carry my bag, or, quote, help me carry my bag, reflecting its large capacity and devastatingly. The international press condemned Nigeria's actions. The BBC and the New York Times ran stories describing it as human waves of despair. But Nigeria's government stood firm. The Shagari administration argued that it was protecting jobs for citizens amid a collapsing economy. Oil prices had crashed. Unemployment was soaring. There was no other way to handle the situation than to send the Ghanaians away, Shagari claimed. But there are many twists to this story as these moments became a turning point for Ghana. The humiliation of Ghana Must Go forced the country into deep introspection. Under Jerry Rawlings, Ghana began serious reforms, stabilizing the economy, investing in education, and courting foreign investors into the country. Over time, it transformed into one of West Africa's most stable democracies. Nigeria, on the other hand, slipped deeper into economic decline and political chaos. By December 1983, just months after the expulsion, Shagari's government was overthrown in a coup led by Major General Muhammadu Buhari. Today, the phrase "Ghana must go" has outlived the event itself. For many, it is just a cheap, checkered bag found in every African market. But behind that woven plastic is a story about migration, about pride, about politics, and one that continues to shape West Africa's identity to this day.
What did you learn from this story? I learned that nobody knows tomorrow, as a minute can change your entire story, either change it to good or bad. So this is the take home for me. And this is not about countries' diplomatic relationships alone. It could be with other people, friends, family, maybe neighbors, or anyone. Somebody is down today does not mean that they'll be down forever. So instead of us feeling angry, let us take this as a lesson. And if I were you, Ghanaians, I will make sure that Nigeria must go. Will not happen. Yeah, I understand that it's not every Ghanaian that advocated for that. For the Ghanaians that advocated for it, I totally get it. It's due to frustration. I get it. I understand it. But if I were you, I will make sure that that does not happen. I will make sure that they continue to expel all the bad ones, the bad eggs. If you caught anyone committing crimes, you charge them to court. If they found guilty, you sentence them, and after that you deport them. And according to the government of Nigeria, according to Madam Abike Dabiri, she said that once anyone is sent back to Nigeria, is deported back to Nigeria, all that the government of Ghana needs to do is to alert the Nigerian Immigration Authority about that person, so that person will be put on a red list. That way the person will not be allowed to leave the country and come back to Ghana easily. So that is my own take. And in the beginning of the video, I said I was going to share a story. Let me share, if my battery allows me. I have a friend that was a best friend of mine. We're so close, so close then. And when I say close, she was supposed to be my best friend. We were friends for a very long time when we met in Abuja as young girls. And she is from Benue. I'm from Cross River. We were both born in Assemblies of God Church. So it was a perfect blend. She's light skin, I'm dark skin. We were cool, like we loved each other so much, and we were there for each other until she chose the man that I didn't want for her, because I felt like she was too good for that relationship. She was too good for the guy. I interviewed the guy, and after interviewing him, I didn't see anything good about him for her. I'm sorry. I told her, you can't do this. It's too much. It's going to be a burden forever, and I don't want you to carry that burden. Oh, she went back to tell him I said all I said, and he confronted me because he happens to come from my own state. He confronted me. I could not deny it. I said, yes, I said it. But if I said that about you, if I told my friend that you are lazy, and if you are not lazy, you will not become lazy just because I said you are. So I'm sorry, I said it. So whatever happened. I know what I did for them. And at some point, I called my friend again. I called my friend aside again. I said, babe, this thing, you know what, let's leave this guy. We are not talking about material here, but there are no potentials in this man. This man is a lazy person. You are going to bear the burden. She refused. So I told her, well, I left my room for them while I went in pursuit of my happiness, which is my Nollywood acting career in Asaba. So when I came back, I told them, okay, you know what? I can no longer do this. I will go to Asaba, inconvenience myself, nowhere to stay. I'll come back and still pay the rent for you guys here in Abuja. So what is the point? So you guys, if you still want to be with this man, you will have to leave, vacate my room. So she's like, I told her, let this guy go, and you can stay here as long as you want. I will not have issues with it. She said no. She went, they moved out of the house, you know, they packed out, went to rent another place, just not far away from me. She took a loan from her workplace, rent a place not far away from my from where I was staying. And each time I pass there, we see each other, but we don't greet. I was pained. I loved, this girl was more than a friend to me. But it continued like that until I left Abuja. Eventually, she got married to this man. When I heard about it, my heart was broken for her because I could see everything coming. So we're not talking for a very long time. I went to church. I prayed about it. My heart was broken. Back then, I didn't know how to handle all these heartbreaks and all that. But I moved on. And guess what? About some years later, she contacted me that she wanted to make peace. I'm like, you want to make peace after marrying the man I said you shouldn't marry? But then again, she's my darling. I love her. We made peace and became friends again, even though I never get to go back to Abuja. I didn't see her again. I didn't bother about her, but we were now, if we meet on the way, we are going to hug, we are going to talk, you know. So I think she did a very good thing by making that peace with me. Guys, years later, I became the urgent 2K. But you know one thing I respect this girl for? I respect her because back then she was doing better than me in terms of, like, she was more educated than me. At about that time, she was already a uni graduate. She was already working. She had something going on for her. I was the street girl that was working and earning 20,000 naira, writing jam up and down, thinking of how to go to school because no sponsor and all that. So normally, people like me, people will just move on from you if you're not doing again. I mean, like, what do you have to your name? But this girl made peace again, and now I've become the urgent 2K. The summary here is nobody knows tomorrow, and I'm happy to be. Few days ago, she chatted me up with her husband's phone. I pretended not to know who it was because, you know, WhatsApp now, you see the name and I could guess, yada, yada, yada. And I said, okay, who am I not to come through? I mean, like, this is why I don't like having cash on me, because if people need it, I give it out. I sent her some amount of money that left her in shock. It's not a lot of money if I call it for you now. If I tell you the amount, some of you will be like, oh, wow. Yeah, but it left her in shock. She was like, I didn't expect this from you. I'm like, okay, I'm doing this because at the moment I have it. If I don't have it, that's it. Anyway, the lessons are numerous. We do not know tomorrow. Me too. I'm doing this now. I'm talking about it now. I do not know tomorrow. Tomorrow I might be depending on her for help. Dear Lord, please, I don't want it. So please, endure. Dear good people of Ghana, please, you see what they did to you? You see, if they didn't push you out of Nigeria, Ghana won't be where it is today. Think about it. What do you think? Anyway, as for me, I will say that we don't want to do this again. Even if we are not going to do borderless Africa, there shouldn't be this go back to your country kind of thing. Versa. I mean, okay, if you say all these Nigerians are behaving anyhow, the one that commit crime, deal with them, okay, send them away. I hope I made sense in this video, and don't forget to check the description of this video for the full video, because I took a part of it to react to, and that channel is my favorite history channel because it's coming from a place of knowledge, a place of, I really like what that guy is doing. And I hope you enjoyed this video, as I'll see you in my next one. Bye.